Hi everyone. So today we'll see cloud computing concepts. So today's we'll see how to create a VPC, and then how to use EC2 elastic compute cloud, and then we'll see S3 central storage service. So we'll discuss all these things today. So this is my Amazon Web Service account here. It's opening. So for VPC, we have to go to services and networking, and then VPC. So what is a VPC? First of all, what is a VPC? So VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. So VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. So what is Virtual Private Cloud, and how we can create a VPC in Amazon Web Services, and then so what is the advantage of using the VPC? So we'll see it later. Here, so I have a start VPC wizard. So once I go to the services and then networking, and so after network it's VPC, and then so once VPC, then I can able to see select VPC wizard. So I start VPC wizard and select it. Okay, so here so I have an option called create VPC. I will use an VPC name. It's like Cloud VPC or AWS Cloud. So these are the default. So it's a cider block is very important. So whenever you create a VPC, and then you need a cider block, and then so VPC name, and then public subnet, and then subnet is basically it's so name itself it is telling that within the next something n number of subnets you can create it within the VPC, and then availability zone. So you can create any zone, and then subnet name you can give the subnet name whatever you want it, and then something if you want to enable DNS hosting you can enable it, and then otherwise it's just leave it a default setting. So right now I am creating VPC. So what it is saying is there was an error creating VPC. The maximum number of VPCs has been reached. Okay, so that means there was something n number of VPC are there. So I will remove the VPC and then I will create a new VPC again. So there is one something test VPC, and then yeah. So I'll remove these two VPCs. I mean delete these two VPCs. Okay. Yeah. Delete in the VPC. Yes, delete. So first of all, what is VPC? So VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. So why we need a Virtual Private Cloud? So for any organization, so they want to create a number of machines in virtual in any cloud providers, cloud service provider. They have to create a VPC first. So Without VPC, you cannot create a virtual machine on any service provider, any cloud service provider. So that is why it's a very it's a basic thing, and it's very necessary to create a VPC on any cloud service provider. So I'll create a VPC, create VPC, and so give just a name tag. Name tag is AWS DevOps, and then side range, it's just if you want to see the help, you can see it, and 10 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0 by 21, 10 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0 by 21. So and then so tenants, it's a default, and then so you can take it like so. My name tag is AWS DevOps, and then side range 10 dot 0 dot 0 dot so by 24. Yeah, I created a new VPC. So that VPC name is AWS DevOps, and then VPC ID is this one, and then state is available, and then VPC side of range is this one, 10.0.0./24, and then DHS CP option set is this one, and then route table is by default route table, and the network ARPL. So this is a network ARPL, and then tenants is a default, and then default VPC. It's not a default VPC. Default VPC already available, so it's not a default VPC. And so actions, what are the actions you can take it? So you can delete VPC, and then edit DHS CP option set, and then DNS resolution, and then host names, and then create flow log, and then so right now just keep it as a default one, so I don't touch anything. So it's my right now what we did is, so we create a new VPC. So I'll just give the flow diagram so that you can understand what we are trying to do it here. Okay, so in a sprint, so this is my VPC, and so VPC. So something, if I have any VPC, so I can create a number of okay, yeah. So I can create a number of subnets here. So okay, yeah. So it's based on my requirement, and then okay. So this is my VPC. So VPC is virtual private cloud. Virtual private cloud. So this is subnets. I can create a number of subnets here. So subnet 1, and then subnet 2, and subnet 3. So I can create a number of subnets here. Subnet 3. So these are the so basically networks. So I can create a number of networks. So VPC is basically virtual private cloud, and then so we'll see what is virtual private cloud and why we need a virtual private cloud. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to create any machine, so because cloud computing, so as we already discussed about the cloud computing, it has a n number of availability zones, and also n number of availability zones, and they have data centers, and then each and every data centers, so in the data centers we have a n number of servers are there. So using these servers you can create a n number of virtual machines. So that means you are creating a virtual machine, that means you need to have a VPC, virtual private cloud. So then so once you create the virtual private cloud, then you can specify the network range, what is the network range we want it, and then so then we create a subnet, n number of subnets inside it, inside of VPC, and then so you can it- create a and then so you can create a virtual machines, a number of virtual machines, whatever you want it, the particular range, whatever you have given it. Okay, so this is VPC we created right now. AWS DevOps is a VPC name, and then so we have a subnet. Subnets we didn't create right now, so we'll create a subnet as well. So create a subnet. So subnet name is again, so I can give something AWS DevOps, and then VPC name, yeah, AWS DevOps, and then availability zone. So right now I don't have any preference, and then CIDR block is, I'll give the same CIDR block 10.0.0.0 by 24, and then yes, create. Yeah, so I'll create a AWS DevOps subnet. This subnet has subnet ID, this one, and then state is available right now, and then it is on VPC AWS DevOps, and then side range 10.0.0.0/24, and then available IPs I have a 251 IPs are available. That means these number of machines I can create it on this particular zone. So that means I can create a 250 machines. So on this particular AWS subnet mask. So that means n number of subnets I can create in the particular VPC, and then so each and every VPC contain like a 250 so IP address. That means 250 IP address means 250 machines I can create it, right? So you understood, right? So isn't it? So something 250 IP address means each and every virtual machines contains so one IP address that we will see. So whenever we do something EC2 Elastic Compute Cloud, so we have available IPs 251, and then availability zone, this is zone, and then route table is this one. So let us take it as a default, whatever it is already there. So route table it's not required right now, and internet gateways. Yeah, so we'll see what is gateway, and then so yeah, this is my VPC virtual private cloud, and so this virtual private cloud I have, and then so this is my customer VPC. Customer have their own private cloud, and then so VPC virtual private cloud. So virtual private cloud. So I have VPC, so I created VPC from my end, and then so I want to something I want to give access to someone else. So how can I give it? How can I give this access to somebody? So those who are sitting in other places or uh, other zone or other across the globe, something. If I want to give access, how can I give it? So because VPC is virtual private cloud, this is basically a private cloud. So this private cloud, how this private cloud will expose to outside, to expose to the so public. So how can I make it as a public? So this is basically there are something very concept is there. So if I want to expose my VPC to outside as a public, so we have something concept called we need a gateway. So this gateway is basically so it will so immediately it will allow us to connect to the internet. So something service provider, internet service provider, IP provider, they will provide an IP address to us, and in this IP address, using this IP address, so our VPC will connect to the internet. So from here my side is a so internet gateway, and again so it's like other side like customer, something if you have any customers like any customer cloud or something else, something my organization, so they have their own customer gateway. So that means here one gateway is there, and then customer gateway also there. So you see internet gateway, and then so this is so basically customer gateway. So this is customer gateway and internet gateway. So internet gateway, using the internet gateway, your VPC, that virtual private cloud, will be connected to the internet. So from the internet again, it has to be exposed to outside as a public. So how can I make it as a public? So I can make it as a public using the VPN. So there is a virtual private network. So using the VPN connection, so I can make it as a so I will take this one. So this is basically it's a VPN, and then using the VPN. So I think you might have heard about the VPN. So VPN is virtual private network. Okay. So using VPN, so you are whatever the VPC, so that is exposed to outside as a public. So that is why. So something we have a customer network is there and customer VPC is there. So using, how can I access from my home, and then how can I access from the cyber cafe or somewhere else? So using the VPN, something VPN device, sometimes they'll use a device, and then sometimes they'll use something dedicated IP address, and then using these uh, like, dedicated site for that one. So and using these devices or site, so you can access these machines, whatever the machines are created within the subnet. So you can access these machines via using the VPN, virtual private network. Okay, so this is basic concept of using the VPC. So yeah, we'll create it. So internet gateway, right now we have seen, and then endpoints. Yeah, so endpoints is one of the important concept. Endpoint. So in cloud computing, so endpoints is basically suppose, yeah, let me explain to you what is endpoint. So endpoint is, so basically allow it will allow you the, so that Amazon availability zone, so closer availability zone to you. That means what I mean is, so something my availability zone right now. So if I see my uh, availability zone, something horizon is my availability zone. These are the availability zones like US East and then US West, and then US West horizon, U Ireland, and then U Frankfurt, and then Asia Pacific Tokyo, and then Asia Pacific Seoul, and then Asia Pacific Singapore, and then Asia Pacific Sydney, and then Asia Pacific Mumbai, and then South America. These are the availability zones right now I have. So but what uh, so my account settings, so right now I am accessing the machines from the US West horizon. So that means, so I'm creating the virtual machines. I created right now VPC in US West availability zone. So that means, so suppose if I want to access something, if I want to access the VPC on each and every time, so that means I have to hit the server. I have to hit the US West server only, so that I don't have any options to get the closer connections which is available within the India. So in that case, what will happen? So we'll create an endpoint. So there is endpoint concept is there. So this endpoint is basically, so which is very closer to you. That means it may be available from something. If I am accessing from India, so maybe it is available in Hyderabad, or maybe it's available in Mumbai, Bangalore, or somewhere, Chennai, or somewhere else. So that means, so instead of accessing each and every time from the US West, so what I'll do is, so I'll get the access from the, so either which is closer to me. So like some, in my case it is Hyderabad. So I directly go and hit the Hyderabad. So data center. So something, if they have a data center, okay. So or if they have any like zone, so I'll directly go to the Hyderabad, so the endpoint. So that means what I'm trying to tell is, so instead of getting the latency, so if something, we keep on trying to get the access from the US West from India, so there is something, lot of network latency is there. That means we will get something to response time is there. So it take so you have to spend some time on the network response and network, request and response. So to avoid that one, so what we have to do is we have to create a endpoint. We'll create a n number of endpoints. That endpoints which is closer to you, that means in Hyderabad or somewhere else, which is closer to you. Directly you can access these cloud machines, or you can access this VPC directly from your endpoint instead of going to the US best availability zone. Okay, so that is so basically it's uh, so endpoint. So we have seen virtual private cloud, and then so subnets, and then so internet gateway, and then customer gateway, and then VPN, virtual private network. So yeah, once we create once we create a VPC, yeah, so we have seen here network access, and then security group also you can create it, and then customer gateway, yeah, is something if you have your customer, you want to create any VPC, or if you want to set up something for the customer, so you have a customer gateway, and then virtual private gateways, and the VPN connections also you can create here itself. Okay, so yeah, but right now, so for our case, we don't create any VPN, so because we are not providing any, so exposing to other private networks. So right now, so whatever the machines we are, what are the machines we are creating, so that is so purely, so basically, so we are creating the machines on our VPC only. What are the VPC we are creating it. All right, yeah. So we'll once that VPC is created, so what will happen? So VPC, we go on VPC services, and okay, you'll see the VPC AWS DevOps. Okay, so go back to the service and console home. Yeah, EC2 virtual servers in cloud. EC2 dashboard. Yeah, this is very important one. Everybody will use this VPC only. So right now it is directly going to the default VPC. If you want to configure it, you can give your VPC. Something it has any problems, then use, yeah, we'll use the default VPC. And yeah, current status is so we'll go to VPC and then make it as default one. So let me check so that I have something proper permissions to make it the default. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah. Okay, so right now only one is default one. Okay, so right now it's this is the default VPC, and yeah. Okay, so we create machines from there only. Yeah. So it's okay. Separately plotting this one, and default VPC is this one. Okay. Yeah. So okay, right now, so what I'll do is, I'll create a one virtual machines for us, and then so we'll use that virtual machine, and then we'll access the virtual machines from here itself. Okay. So here is there is something optional called launch instance. So launch instance is is to create a virtual machines under Amazon Web Services something. As we discussed, there are a lot of service providers are there. So what are the service providers? Service providers are so OpenStack and then CloudStack and then Microsoft Azure, and so we have a Amazon Web Services which is very popular in the market. So here right now, so what we did is, so we created a VPC. So once that VPC is created, and then so we'll create a virtual machines on top of it. So that means to create a virtual machines, so that we have to launch an instance. So we'll set a launch instance. Okay, so once you click the launch instance, so what will happen? So it will be the something options for us. So what will be? It is image. So we are calling it as a AMI, that is Amazon Machine Image, something Amazon Linux AMI. So Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and then SUSE Linux, and then so what we call it Ubuntu server, and then Microsoft Windows server. So these are the n number of images are available. Microsoft Windows Server 2012, and then Microsoft Windows Server 2012, 12 RTC SQL Server, SQL Server Express, and then that's so many images are available. So you can also create an image, and then so we'll see how we can do it. But right now, so we'll focus on creating the image, creating the virtual machine from using the image. Okay, so here basically so we'll choose the image. So that means what is images are contains. So these images are basically Amazon Linux AMI. So this is basically which has already, so these things will be installed on these machines, and then the repositories include Docker, PHP, something. These are all packages already. You'll get something packages, and then so something if you want a fresh machine, and then Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and then 7.2, and then so you can get it from them. And so here, so I can create a Red Hat machine, and then I can create a SUSE Linux machine. So whatever machines I want, I can create it. So Amazon machine image. So you have to remember it something. N number of images are there. That means whatever the machine you want, you can create it. Amazon Linux AMI, and then Red Hat machine, Caesar Linux machine, whatever it is. Okay, so right now I am taking a Red Hat Enterprise Linux machine, and so I'll select it. So let us see what is happening. So here, so I have a options called as a general purpose. Family is general purpose, and then type is T2 nano, and then T2 micro, and then so what it is here? T2 small, T2 medium, and then T2 large, and M4 large, and M6 large. So there are other types are there. So it's a n number of types based on your requirements. So you will go for the type, but uh, most important thing is T2 micro is free, which is a freely available. That means you can create a machine freely without you need not to pay anything to the Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services T2. So that means you can create your own account, and then so you can create the machines whatever. So family is general purpose, and then type is T2 micro CPUs. So what is a CPU? CPU, you can take one CPU, and then memory is 1 GB memory, and then EBS elastic black store, and that means whatever the root memory, so which is by default you will get some memory from the AWS from Amazon. So that memory you can use it, and then you can access it. Okay, so what I'll do is, so right now, so what I'll do, I'm creating a new machine. So I took Red Hat machine. Okay, so let us show me one second today. class is how to create a VPC, and then how to use EC2 Elastic Input Cloud, and then S3 Simple Storage Service, and what is a VPC? So VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud, and then so what is endpoint also we have discussed it, and then so I'll show you the diagram here. And so this is virtual private cloud, and this is subnet, and then subnet, and then subnets, and this is internet gateway, and then customer gateway, and then VPN is virtual private network, and then so using the VPN, so your private cloud will be exposed outside as a public, and then anybody can use it using the VPN, something they have VPN connection. And so we have seen how to create the VPC, and so I'll go through very quickly. Okay, so this is VPC, and so I'll leave it and then create it again. Okay, so services, and so we have to select the VPC. So directly you can go to the networks, and then from there you can get the VPC. And so start VPC wizard, and then so you select it. So what we can do is, so we can give something name here, AWS DevOps, AWS DevOps. Okay, so create VPC. Okay, so then VPC is AWS DevOps. So this is my VPC, and then so as we discussed earlier, so we can create a subnet as well. So I can create a number of subnets as per my diagram. So in VPC I can create only one subnet. I can create it, and then so I can create a one so more than any number of subnets. So based on the range I selected. Okay, so once that created, and then so I'll create a subnet here. Something already submitted, just I'll remove subnet, and then I'll create it. Yeah, so create a subnet, and then so that's a subnet. Also I'll give something name, AWS DevOps, and then so network is it's my VPC, and then cider aim is again 10.0.0.0 by 24, and then just create it. So already something is there, and then this overlapping, and you can select it 16. Earlier we already selected it, I think, because of that it is some error. Let us take 8 or something. Alright, so it is not within the range 16. We'll take 1 and okay, some already it's something, it's there, so that is why it is overlapping. So give something 192.168.10.0./60. So yeah, so something it should be in the same range. 10.0.0.0 52. Yeah, something let me check. Which one we have created? So last time we created these two. So let us delete these two. Okay, so something it is interface is there and enter it. Okay. So alright, you create a submit again. AWS DevOps, and then so take your VPC and then give something 10.0.0.0 by 24. So then it is doing some error. So something public submit is already available, so that is why it is overlapping. So my home network is already it is there. Okay, yeah. And, so next to between the 16 and 28 net mask. Okay. Somebody added that to 16. Yeah, it should be equal to so because earlier we already created some subnet, so that is why it is something. Yeah, it is already created. It is already, yeah. So yeah, it's already created. Yeah, AWS is already created. So once that is created, and then so we can you know we can create a EC2. So as we discussed earlier, so using the EC2, so you can create a number of virtual machines here. So running instances here, uh, something launch instance, and then so you select Red Hat machines here. So which one is Red Hat here? The second one is Red Hat. So once you select the Red Hat machine, and here so general purpose and T2 micro is the default one. You select the T2 micro, and so just say review on the launch, or if you want to configure, you can configure it. Okay, so right now I will go for configure as well. So configure is basically number of instances, how many virtual machines you want to create it. So that means if you want to create a 10 virtual machines, yeah, you can create it. And then purchasing options, suppose if you want to purchase from someone else, so you can purchase it. So spot instance are basically somebody if somebody took the 10 licenses for them, and then somehow they are not using all the 10 licenses, and then they'll sell some licenses to other person. So if I go to request some request spot instances, other people something it is available in instances, I can buy the instance and I can use it. But right now I'm using a free account, so I don't go for it. So okay, so create a new VPC, and then so here you can select your own network. Something if you want to create machines, so you can select your own subnet, and then so uh, your own subnet, and then your own network. So how to assign a public IP? So right now, so you need not to go for it, and then let us see something once more. Yeah, so Yeah. So basically, go for a default one. Right now, IAM role is so if you want to create something in number of users and then you want to give roles and then permissions, then you'll go for IAM. So right now, we are not going for it. Okay, so next add storage, and then so right now I'm creating only one. So and then add storage. So volume type is root volume, and then devices is SDA device. So I'll show it to you once that machine is open. And then snapshot is this is snapshot. Snapshot is nothing but it's like a tag or label or something else. It's like a label. And then size right now I am getting the 10 GB machine. And then so volume type. So this is volume type. And then so what is the volume type you want? Either magnetic volume you want or general purpose volume you want, provision, uh, IOPS SSD you want. So right now we'll go for a general one by default one. And so and these are the default. You can select the default. If you want to add a new volume, yes, you can add it. So you can tag instances. I'll go for a tag instances. If something tag is required, and then otherwise I'll directly go for review and then launch. So if you want to review and then launch, so what you have to do is, so we have to select, so these are the review instance type is what? T2 micro, and then VC is variable, and then VCP is 1, and memory is 1 GB, and then store is EBS only. That means we are taking the default storage only, and we don't have any extra volume for it. So instance details are this is a network, and then this is a subnet. So right now I'm taking my IPs and then my network, and storage, this is a storage one. And so what is the storage right now? Right now I have it, so 10 GB, and then so tags right now I don't have it any tags, and then I'm launching it. So launching it, so using launch options, so basically what I have to do is I have to create a new key pair, and then either new key pair or existing key pair you can do it. So that means if you want to uh, key pair, if you want to select a new key pair, you can do it. Something already you already created in already you created something earlier, you already created it, then you can select it. So right now I'll go for an existing because already it is done. So the Tomcat is already key is there, and I'll go for it and then launch the instances. Okay, so that instance is done, and then so right now I'm viewing the instances. Yeah, so it is running, and already it's the previous one right now. So this is the instance, so it is initializing it, and then so inside status pending, and so status check is initializing, and it will run. It will just wait some time and it will run. Still it is initializing, and just wait, so let me refresh it. Yeah, initializing it, and yeah, so let me, So what I'm waiting for is, so it has to get some IP address, otherwise we cannot access that machine. It should come like this. So it has to get some IP address, so then we can access it, otherwise we cannot access. So it doesn't have it is not going to the status checks. That's the main problem. Yeah, it's a password. Here is IP address. So it has to get the IP address, otherwise we cannot access that machine. It doesn't have IP address. Something there is a problem. Okay, so let us instance one more one. Let us destroy this one. So how we can destroy this? So action, and then let us try it again. So let us see this one. Okay, something else. Yeah, so we have to instance start and then stop and then reboot. We can do it. So instance reboot. Yeah, so it's reboot also done. So what we can do is, so we can connect it. Also we cannot connect right now. So what we have to do is, so instance you can say it's terminate or stop. You can stop this instance. Anyway, right now I don't have any IP address. I cannot access that machine. So I'll launch one more instance. So let us take that. And then the review and launch. So we have seen last time. So something. Launch it. So I'll take the security key. Okay. And then new instances. So it is initializing right now. Okay, already it is done. So that means I got a IP address. This is a public IP. So just select the IP address. Okay, and then so go to the putty. Just enter it, and what you have to do is SH and then authentication, and then browse it, and then select whatever the content is there, and then so select the content and open it. So, and open it. Okay, it's ready. My machine is ready. So what is the default username is EC25 user. So this is a default username. Excellent. I got the machine, and then this is my completely, fully 100% like the machine. So I can use whatever I wanted. So LSBLK. So I will discuss it. This is my device right now. Whatever I have. Uh, whatever the partitions I have, like XVDA1 and XVDA2. Okay, so here I can do whatever the operations I wanted, and then like here, and then ls, and then cat etc password. Yeah, these are the users, and then these are the users, and this is like a machine. 100% this is like a virtual machine. That means this is the way you can create a number of virtual machines within the using this TC2, and then so once that TC2 is done, so that you will get the public IP, and then using the public IP you will select the key name, and then once that is done, so then you can access the machines. Okay, so you can start and stop. So once your launch instance is done, so you can start and stop. This is so we selected what we selected. We selected so AMI channel, so Linux Red Hat, right? So that information if you want to see it, so where can I see it? Yes, so you can see etc. So release here. So what is it? The ID is Dell, and this is Red Hat Enterprise Linux server 7.2 version is there. 7.2 version is there. So that means you can see this is uname also, uname, and then uname minus a. So this is a this is the complete information about your Linux operating system use version. Yeah, so this is the way we can create machines. N number of machines you can create it using this option. So this is very important one. Everybody uses this one only. You see the dashboard is it will give the complete running instances, and then volumes, what are the volume server, what are the key page server, and then what elastic IPs and the snapshot, and then load balancers also there. So if you want to create a launch a new instances, you can create a launch new instance, and then you can use it. Okay. So the launching instances, the launch instance is option to create a new VPC machine. So you will see the instances running instances. So if something this instance are running, they count it, and then so they'll okay. So you can stop the instances whatever the instances are running, and then so you can even terminate also. So something if you terminate it, something I have these machines. So if I terminate it, what will happen? So I don't see that options in this. I don't see these machines no more here this list. So terminate. I can terminate it. I can start it, and then whatever I want, I can do it. So what it is saying, so on an EBS backend instance, the default action is for the root EBS volume to be deleted when the instance is terminated. Storage and any local drives will be lost. So that means you don't get any. So in these missions you don't get any reference after that once you delete it, once you terminate it. Okay, terminated, but it will take some time to go away from this screen. Okay, these are the running instances. So these are also, I don't want use it right now, so I want stop it. So the instance is stop. So if I stop it, so I can reboot it and then I can terminate it. So I can even stop it when I can stop it. Okay, yeah. So I want to stop it right now because I am not using right now. So once you stop it, what will happen? So it will this IP address, whatever IP address you got it, right? So that whenever you restart again, that you will get a new IP address. That means if you don't stop and start, the same IP address will be there. So if you stop and then stop, then IP address will change whenever you restart. Whenever you start the machine again. So these are the same, nothing but these are the machines. So that means n number of machines you can create it. So you can create a free account as well. Something if you have a credit card and then if you just provide the credit card details, so you can create a you can create a new account in Amazon, and then so you can even you can see the usage report also how you are using your EC2 instances. So it's simply 750 hours are free, and then so if it is more than that, so they'll ask you to pay some amount. Okay, so that means, so be careful, don't start always whenever you are not whenever you are not using the machine, just stop it and then just stop it and close AWS. So that's the best practice. Yeah, so this is EC2. EC2 is the best. EC2 is the it's people use very frequently because when people so they'll create a virtual machines on this using the EC2 only. So if you see right now, so right now 0 instances are running, so no instances are running. So that means I'm not holding any resources, or I'm not using any resources from the Amazon. So okay, so yeah, so we'll just recap it and then so we'll see how what we have done it today. So today's class is how to create a VPC. We have seen it. So VPC is virtual private cloud, and then so suppose if you want to create a new machine, so we have to create a virtual private cloud first, and then only you can create a new machine. So once you create the virtual private cloud, so within the virtual private cloud you can create a number of subnets. Subnet means it's within the VPC will create a number of networks. Okay, and then so we have seen how to use EC2 Elastic Compute Cloud. So EC2 Elastic. So basically EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. So we have seen how to use the EC2. Using the EC2, you can create machines on the VPC whatever you created, and then so you can use that. You can open that machines and then using the public IP whatever IP you get once you start the machines. So right now we don't have time, so and we'll see the S3 into the service server. So we'll see in the next class, and then so yeah, so please let me know if you have any questions, and then if you don't have any questions, we'll find out today, and then we'll join tomorrow. Okay, so we'll discuss S3 simple storage services. Okay, all right, and then thanks for your time, and then so we'll close the session right now. So yeah, thanks.